Pokemon has been around for a long time, and I have always been a fan ever since its creation and have played every single generation, not every single game. And when I mean every single game, like I mean like spin-off games like Mystery Dungeon or Ranger, stuff like that. I haven't played those, alright? I'm gonna keep it a buck. But that's beside the point. I have played the main games, and that being said, I decided to make a short video basically not going into detail. I'm going to say one positive and one negative thing about every generation of Pokemon. Hey everyone, what's up? I am CTB Motionless, you can call me Savage, and welcome to, this isn't a segmented video. Welcome to my channel, I guess, that's how I should say it. Anyway, before I get started, please be sure to, hit the subscribe button. Like this video too, I would like that. Also ring the notification bell. I always forget to say that, but I'm saying it right now. So do that. Let's get started. All right, so red, blue, yellow, Kanto. All right, I'm gonna start off with something negative about it. It's the game is slow, and I mean to actually not what I mean by slow, I don't mean like to get into the game, to start doing the stories, start going catch Pokemon. It's super slow. No, I just mean like literally traveling wise is rather slow, and even if I were to keep it a solid buck, graphically wise, not crazy impressive, even with the time era that it came from. Yeah, I'm using the actual relevancy of the time that it came out on, or it came out when. It's just that, not that impressive in my opinion. I even think a lot of the Pokemon are ugly. I just gave like a bunch of a bunch of negatives. Wow. That being said, let me talk about the positives. I should balance it out. I'm already messing up on this whole list thing, but that being said, something positive about it is literally the very first game of the series, the very first generation, the thing that got us all interested in traveling the world of Pokemon, catching them all, finding shinies, and just having a good time, having interesting stories, tales, myths, sort of rumors about the capabilities that this world could possess. It literally gave us 150 or more to see, and telling how to be a Pokemon master is our destiny. It gave us a nice childhood straight up. That's why one of the jokes that come out of the Pokemon community is that if Pokemon is your favorite game, the main reason is because of nostalgia. You never really grew out of it, and you do like repetition to an extent. You like something that's very comforting. You like something that you know and that you can always rely on whenever you want to have a good time. Wow, I made that feel really like deep for no reason. Anyway, let's go on to Gen 2. Okay, people like to say this is the best generation. I'm gonna say cap, it isn't. Yeah, don't at me. Don't care, you Johto nerds. It's not the best one. But that being said, the one thing that I can outright say sucks about Johto, not gonna front, is I didn't really care for the revival of Team Rocket story. I just thought that they didn't know what to do for bad guys. Realistically, I'm gonna be honest, like they didn't have it figured out. Now mind you, I thought it was interesting that the story was, hey, we're trying to bring back our boss, but he doesn't even get remotely close to coming back. Now mind you, there's a DLC actually explaining why, but it's just one of those things that I didn't really care for the Team Rocket storyline that much. I thought it was rather interesting, but I personally didn't care about it that much. That being said, one of my favorite things from this generation is I did like the fact that it gave us two regions we were able to travel. You're able to travel both Kanto and Johto, which I thought was really awesome. Gotta give credit where credit is due. It actually expanded the world of Pokemon in a way that we never thought we would be able to do. And I wish they would bring something like that back again. You know, I hope one day eventually they can give us the ultimate Pokemon game where you can go through every region. You can somewhat do something similar to Ash Ketchum, where when you go to another region, you kind of get either a new starter or you get a low level Pokemon and you start going through the ranks there. I don't know how they would do it, but you know, that's something I wish that we can get back. But that being said, that's something positive I can say about it. Absolutely. All right, for Hoenn, the worst thing about it is way too much water. Oh my God, there was so much water. Now, mind you, it's not that bad in the remake of Oris, but that, oh God, the water was just, it was just way too much. Also, another random thing I want to complain about. I know I said I'm going to do one, but no, I'm going to complain about it right now, is the way shinies work in that generation. I absolutely hate it. Don't care. Too different, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. Don't at me. Anyway, something positive that I can say about for the Hoenn region for sure is it was the introduction to Pokemon contests, and I actually enjoyed Pokemon contests. I thought they were rather fun. It was, you know, you were able to do something and take a break from all the battling. You were actually able to do something else. It also gave us secret bases for the first time. I know I said one thing, but I gave 2 for the last one, so I gotta do 2 for this one. And they gave us secret bases, which secret bases are okay in this Generation 3. They improved in Generation 4, but they still introduced us to it, and it gave us a stepping stone to that. But yeah, realistically speaking, I did like the contest a lot. I just thought they were really fun, something different. It improved later down the line in Gen 4, but yeah, whatever. I liked it. I liked that it did something different, and it was fun. Speaking of Generation 4, now we're gonna talk about the one thing Alright, I'm not gonna use BDSP. I'm not. But I will simply say that BDSP actually reminded me of this. People are gonna say that it starts too slow, as in like the text was slow, battles were slow, you were slow. I'm not gonna even use that. That's too easy. That's a layup, and I ain't doing that. I'm gonna talk about how the gyms in Generation 4 are the worst gyms, hands down. They are horrible. They're the worst gyms. Now, mind you, when Platinum came out, it fixed that problem. Platinum fixed a lot of problems that Gen 4, like Pearl and Diamond had. The battle pace was much faster. For example, a lot of things were faster in the Platinum version. But I'm telling you, the gyms, the worst thing. I still hate Fantina's gym the most. It's just math problems. One of these days, I'm gonna do a BDSP rant. I don't know when, but I'm gonna do it one day. Anyway, I was supposed to say something positive. Yeah, I'm not gonna use Platinum because it's too easy. Platinum fixed a lot of the problems I had. But something positive I can actually say about like Diamond and Pearl for sure is it is my favorite region for Pokemon. I just enjoy the Pokemon designs and all the new Pokemon they added in that generation. A lot of Pokemon that needed evolutions got evolutions. And I say needed, they needed. Mischievous needed an evolution. Murkrow needed an evolution. There were certain Pokemon out there that existed that they were almost good, but they were missing something and they needed an evolution, and they fixed that problem. Now, mind you, there are some Pokemon that got an evolution, and that evolution is worse. But other than that, it's relatively fine. I love the Pokemon designs, and I like all the new evolutions, and I like the new Pokemon there. I actually like all of them. So, good job. You did something I like. Generation 5. Something bad about Generation 5. One thing I can say negative about Generation 5. The fire starter. Tepig, he was awesome, but damn it, why did he have to become a fire fighting type? Why didn't you make him a fire dark type? That's what you should have done. You should have made him a fire dark type. Would have been fine, would have been cool. But no, firefighting. That's what you did. And you done goofed on that one. Alright, and at least for something positive, alright, where do I start? Do I dare talk about the oh so wonderful story, the complexity of other characters, actually low-key expecting the villain but not expecting the villain, the dastardliness that was Getsis, the epic gems that exist, Skyla. No, I'm gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna say the soundtrack. If you ever want to go listen to, if I was told that my life was on the line and I would need to name the generation to go listen to music, and I'm saying that if the music is not good, I'm murked, I'm sending them to Generation 5 because I know I'm gonna live. Hands down. Generation 5 just made bangers, and we didn't deserve it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. We did not deserve those bangers. It was gross. Even Red Health music was just straight bangers. We didn't need that. I got spoiled after that. I was spoiled after that. When we had the banger from getting into Red Health, your boy was just like, what? Why do we get this? I don't need this. I don't deserve this. And then when we went to Generation 6, like, yeah, the red health thing wasn't annoying anymore, but now I didn't have a banger to go with it. Now I just got the regular battle music, and I'll have you know, no battle music has been that. Actually, that's not true. But the battle music is what I hear all the time. The red health thing was like a special treat to me. So, you know, I just thought, like, come on, look, Generation 5 was good. Generation 6. All right, bad thing I gotta say about this is it was just boring. All right, Generation 6 was very, very boring. It didn't have a really good villain. The villain, and when they, you know, Lysandra, he was an obvious villain. You looked at him, you just knew this guy was a bad guy. And while this guy's gonna be a good guy, so it's just like, what are you doing? We know he's evil. Rivals were also not that interesting. It just felt kind of empty, honestly. And for another thing that I gotta say, at least for a positive, is that it was the first step into 3D Pokemon, at least for handheld consoles at the time. Because handheld Pokemon games were never 3D, really. They weren't. We just got 8-bit, 16-bit, top-down, bird view, all that. It was awesome. It was actually rather awesome. Now the issue, no, not the issue, but technically Gen 5 kind of gave us that first step towards that in regards to actually giving us a torso, and they were trying out different camera angles and such as that. First time they were animating our Pokemon. But Gen 6 was that oomph, where they were just like, we're not playing anymore. We're just making it 3D models. And I am very grateful for that decision. They took a chance and it worked. Now, mind you, I don't think it was gonna fail. To say they took a chance is kind of, you know, over exaggerating it, honestly, now that I said it out loud. But that's beside the point. At the end of the day, they actually finally started making Pokemon the way we always wanted to play through the main series games on handheld, and we were able to do it finally. All right, for Gen 7, it was too handheldy. It was holding your hand. It was just holding your hand way too much. And I didn't like that they marked where you needed to go, and the cutscenes were just really heavy in this game. And that's what I didn't like. Other than that, I actually did like the Gym Island challenges. I actually did, and the thing is, I actually liked the story of Sun and Moon. Like, a lot of people apparently said they don't like the story either. I don't care what they're saying about that nonsense. I actually like the story of Sun and Moon. I like Lusamine, even though she's nuts. She's a sociopath. I love her. Faba, hilarious dude. Guzma, awesome fella. Like, and you're also the very first champion of Alola. I actually did enjoy the story of, you know, of Sun and Moon. Hell, they actually sprinkled in the beginning that, yeah, we don't have a Elite Four over in this region. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I actually like this region. I actually do. I just thought that the, you know, gameplay wise for PvE of you playing throughout the story, it was holding your hand way too much. I didn't like that. So, and also I think the format of how some towns could have functioned could have been different, but that's beside the point. You know, that I just thought it was, you know, way too heavy on that. But I did like the story. And actually, moving into the one positive thing I can say about it is I did love the story. I actually liked it. I actually thought the story was really interesting. I thought it was fun. And I did like the way the world building was for the very first time they had a Pokemon League going there. I actually liked it. Yeah. And the anime is actually one of the best. Don't take that X and Y, get out my face. But in all seriousness, I did, you know, I liked the story. That was actually something I really liked about Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon, like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, primarily, but Sun and Moon, yeah, Gen 7 in general, I really enjoyed. And the Cosmos really cool. Gen 8, okay, this was the first step into an open world Pokemon game, alright, in general. So, I'm going to be harsh because Gen 8 is my least favorite generation. Yes, it is my least favorite one, simply because I just thought that they were holding Game Freak and what is it called? ILCA. They were holding back this, like the previous generation. They were holding back way too much. Now, mind you, I call this the skeleton of what we got today. So I'm a little bit more lenient on it. But all right, so let me not even. Okay, there was a non-existent story for the longest time. There's not really, you're not getting really a story at all. It was just empty. There was nothing really happening. The wild area or the open area, it was kind of boring and not that cool. And honestly, I didn't like the fact that if you actually wanted a good functioning game from start to finish, the DLC expansion pass are one of those things that those already should have been in the game as is. They shouldn't have been DLC, simply because they would have actually filled in some of that time slot that you could do of stuff you can do, and you actually would have been able to enjoy yourself. It would have actually been fun. You could have actually done certain events at certain times, which would have made everything seem way more natural than the way the game presents itself. There's just certain parts even in the expansion pass that you would know when these events would actually occur. And I just think that they kind of dropped the ball in regards to storytelling and structure. It was just not that good at all, actually. So that's a big down for Generation 8. I just think that they held back a lot. That being said, a positive thing I can say is it was once again the first step into open world Pokemon game. Now mind you, a lot of people thought that we were going to be able to do the gyms in any order and do whatever we want, but it wasn't really like that we got like today in Generation 9. And I think it was just the skeleton. That's what it was. It was actually the skeleton. It was the building blocks. Both this game, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Pokemon Legends of Arceus, they were the building blocks to what we got now, and I actually do appreciate that. Basically we got the whole idea of like Pokemon in the wild area and going after gyms and stuff like that, and battles and animations such as that from there. Rest in peace double kick animation. But then you go to Legends of Arceus, where you can kind of take care of stuff in any order you want, sort of, and it's just actually pretty darn neat. And they kind of combine those things, and having battles in the overworld, they combine those things together. Pokemon, Legends of Arceus and Sword and Shield, they combine those together, and we kind of got what we got today in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now mind you, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet does have a lot of issues as well, and some gripes I have, but that's beside the point. Besides anything in regards to Generation 8, I do have to appreciate that it was the skeleton game for what we were gonna get. Also, they let us walk a Pokemon again, and they actually scale it to your height and everything, size scaling. So good job. I appreciate that. I highly do, because walking around with a Rayquaza is awesome in that game. Okay, for Generation 9, one bad thing I could say is I do think that, okay, I'm gonna do something very simple. I don't like that as soon as you get like maybe 10 feet away from a character, or 5 feet, the FPS drop is strong. Like it's rough, bud. Now mind you, I had a video explained to me on why it's like that. I think it was made by Austin John Plays, and after hearing it and understanding how the Nintendo Switch functions and all that, okay, I totally get it. I'm still salty about it, but I'm more understanding. I'm more informed with it. But I still can dislike it. I don't like that the frame rate drop is super strong. But that being said, Gen 8 fixed, Gen 9, Scarlet and Violet fixed a lot of problems I had in Gen 8, Sword and Shield. A lot of things I was bugging and I hated about Gen 8, Gen 9 fixed. Like a lot of it. Where, shiny overworlds, being able to actually challenge the gyms in almost any order you choose. Yeah, almost, let's be real. You can even challenge the Titans almost in any order. So I do appreciate that, and I did like that. I do like that you're actually able to do a bunch of other stuff that you weren't able to do. You can glide, which, first of all, Quincy and I were just talking about this yesterday, where we were actually happy that, back then in Gen 8, if you saw something down a cliff, you would have to walk all the way around and walk over to it. But in Gen 9, you can just like run off that cliff. Like, you as a character can do that. Or you can hop on your legendary bicycle and go down go right down there. And actually, here's a bonus negative. I don't like that our legendaries are just bikes. That's so disrespectful. But Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this positive video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, cookies and milk. And why don't you tell me your favorite thing about Pokemon game, any Pokemon game, and tell me your least favorite thing about any Pokemon game. I like to actually hear that and look at them and read them and then nod along with it like an idiot. And I'll see you guys again next time. Oh, also, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. It was too good of a game. I'm actually struggling to think of something negative about Generation 5.